Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to be continuing the Chaos Space Marine tutorials, and we're going to do a quick rundown of the paints I used. Obviously, the black surface primer from Vallejo, and then we're using Lead Belcher, Rhinoxide, Mephiston Red, Mornfang Brown, Sandy Dust, Eshin Gray, Dawnstone, and Warstone Glow. First off, we're going to come in with Lead Belcher, and we're going to dry brush the entire model. Same method we've been doing the last couple tutorials. Basically, how I do it is if I'm not airbrushing the armor, I dry brush the trim. First off, it saves time, and I like the texture and the look you get from dry brushing metallics. So we're gonna come in. We're gonna dry brush all the trim. Don't forget to trim on the bolter. There's some on the power pack. And we're also going to do like all the little metallic details like the piping on the helmet, as well as on the power pack, and then those little exhaust bits on the power pack as well. Alright, now we're going to come in. This is Mornfang Brown. We're going to just base the horns on the helmet with this. This is I didn't thin it down too much, so it's only going to take one coat. But don't forget to paint as much of the underside of the horns as you can, because from certain angles you can still see underneath the horn, and it'll look either black or there'll be like little leftover bits of metallic from Lead Belcher down there. So just make sure you cover that so that way it looks nice. And now this is Rhinoxide, excuse me, and we're going to base all the armor panels with this. This was actually pretty thin. This was probably a 50-50 mix of water to paint. So this will take 2 to 3 coats to get a nice solid coat and color. Just take your time. Don't rush it. You don't want it to look splotchy because there wasn't enough coats of paint. As you can kind of see in the video, I was trying to avoid that nick in the shoulder, because on the camera it looks like there was some metallic left over from Lead Belcher, and I was like, oh, that'd be cool. That'd be a nice little battle damage bit. But later I covered it up because there was no metallic upon closer inspection. Now we're coming into Sandy Dust, and we're just going to use the little tiny makeup brush to dry brush that onto the horns. And this will just highlight the horns real quick. Gives a nice, quick, neat effect. I think the horns came out pretty good. And now we're coming in. This was a pain. This is corn red, and what I'm trying to do is I'm feathering the corn red onto the Rhinoxide to create a fade by hand painting instead of with an airbrush. I've been trying to practice my blending more lately, and unfortunately it wasn't really working out on camera. I was having a hard time. I ended up switching to licking the paint, so now I am a paint licker. But for the feet, as well as the one knee pad, I did not feather it. So this is what we're doing. We're just coming in. We're leaving a little bit of Rhinoxide exposed in the recess, but we're covering most of it up with the corn red. And it looks nice. I really like how the armor came out. The feathering was difficult, but you give it 1 or 2 coats and you can get a really nice little transition. One of these days when I'm a bit more comfortable with it and I get better camera angles, I'll do a video specifically on feathering so I can show you guys what I meant. And just why it was a pain to do on camera. I was trying to do it with 2 brushes. And that's why I've transitioned to licking the paint off. Alright, so now I had based the tabard in Eshin Gray. And now we're coming in. This is just Dawnstone, and we're going to use the tiny makeup brush And we're just going to add some texture and some highlights with that. And now this is Warpstone Glow. I know that's moot green in the background. I was going to highlight the lens, but I like how the Warpstone did by itself. We're just going to do that just on the very tips and flats of the eyes. And there we go. Alright, so here's our finished model. I really like how it came out. Very happy with it. So thank you all for watching. I will be working a lot this week, so I don't think we'll be doing 2 videos next week, but next week we'll at least have 1 video. And I think it's time we do Grey Knights, especially with that new codex coming out. So keep an eye out for that.